Yeah, it's on.
Okay, so this is what we do when we scrutineer your bike. It's worthwhile watching this, then you'll get some idea of what you need to do before you come to the track. So we'll start at the front of the bike. So what I'm going to be testing is that the head bearings are good and not loose. I'm going to check the front brake is good, and also the throttle return is clean and crisp. So the way that we do this, push in front brake lever, hold on to the throttle, and then both hands on both handlebars, just lean back, pull the bike down like so. Okay, the bike shouldn't move forward. That tests the front brake. Then what we do is just with your knees either side of the front wheel, is just give the handlebar a little twist there. You're just checking to see if it's loose again for the head pairing movement. Okay, now you can release the front brake, and then with the left hand on the throttle, just give it one turn, release, and it comes back clean and crisp. Okay, just one release. Okay, so that checks out the front part of the bike. Okay, so what we're going to do now, if the person's bike is there with the person, we ask them just to help lower the bike onto the side stand. In this case, the side stand is out, and we're just going to lower the bike down and then move down to the front brakes. Going to look through and make sure there's enough of the pad to actually be effective. So what we're looking here at is, if you look at the pads, there's a wear marker which is normally a line that cuts through the pad. We're making sure that's around about 1 millimeter at the minimum above that wear marker for track use. If it's to that wear marker, you need to replace them. If you think they're close, it's worthwhile bringing a spare set of new pads to the track, so if they don't pass scrutineering, you can change them at the track and have a great ride day. Okay, so next we're going to move around to the side of the bike, and as we're moving around the bike, we're checking that there is no sharp or loose components on the bike, as well as looking for leaks. Okay, as we go down, things like uggy knobs, make sure they're secure, not moving. And a lot of bikes now have the aftermarket rear sets, and we make sure that these do not move. Okay, if it moves, then the rider needs to secure these. Okay, then we move along to the side, and we're going to check the chain tension. So the chain tension on this model, I know, is between 30 millimeters and 40 millimeters. So not with a great lot of effort, you'd lift the chain up, and here's where you would have a ruler or something you can do the measurement. So you take a measurement here and take it from the top of the chain, and then with your finger push it down, take the measurement there. So that measurement should be between 30 and 40 millimeters. Okay, if you're not sure how to adjust your chain, check your owner's manual, and it should let you know there. So we're going to move across to the top of the bike and looking into the bike where your speedo is. And for ride days, we like to have where the speed is indicated taped over with black tape. Don't worry, on the day we do have black tape. Okay, so we can just use that there. That stops you fixating on how fast you're going, and you can concentrate on riding the bike, looking forward and doing what you're supposed to be doing. And now we're going to move to the rear of the bike, and we're going to be checking tyres. Tyres again are very essential. So we're looking on the bike, there's normally a wear marker in between the tread normally. So that point there, if the surface of the tyre is level with the surface of that tyre marker, the tyre needs changing. So again, if it's there or very close to a track day, then it's worthwhile changing that out. However, here, Track Action, there are tyres available to buy. Now coming to the back of the bike, we have the rear brake light. You can either disconnect the fuse, put black tape over the rear light as shown here. Okay, so we don't want to see any red light because that will provide a visual fixation for the riders behind. They see the red brake light, they return to road mode and they'll start braking as well. So we take that over. Okay, moving round to the right hand side of the bike. Coming down, we check again the rear brake pad, make sure there's plenty of pad left on there, and again same rules apply as the front. Brake fluid, again as shown here, perfect example, just below the line. Do not overfill any of your brake reservoirs. Okay, so make sure it's just below the maximum line. And then we check the rear brake itself. Press down, you should see and feel tension, and again you could have someone hold the bike while you're pressing on the brake and they can try and move it backwards. And again, same as the other side, we check this peg, and that is solid, and also the toe peg is solid. And then moving on to the where we put in the oil, check that the oil cap is on securely. Okay, we don't want it loose. What can happen on the night before, you might be stressed out, decide to top up the oil, move on to something else, forget to tighten the cap, come to the truck day, the cap's loose. So don't forget this one. Again, the other oggy knob. Good. And then that's it. Oh, one last thing. We go to the front of the bike again just to finish off. Mirrors. So I forgot this one last, but equally as important. So there's a few things you can do with your mirrors. So like this rider here, he's actually removed his mirrors. Okay, you can also take out the mounts here, and you can buy plates that have ZX6R if you have a Ninja or a Ninja or Honda, whatever, and you can replace all this, put in the plate instead, or you can fold the mirrors in, or you can put tape over the mirror surface, so basically you can't see what's behind you and you're not worrying if you're slowing people down, if you're in the way, you are concentrating fully forward and following the track. Headlights, if they're plastic, don't need taping over. If they're glass, they do need taping over. Okay, and we're just going to walk to the rear again as I just remember another thing. Being a road bike, you'll probably have your rego plate on. You don't need to tape over the rego plate, but just make sure the nut and bolt are on securely. A good idea is to lock tight the bolt, or you can get nylon nuts that will stop the bolts working loose and you losing your number plate on the track. If the number plate is bent, you'll need to straighten it or take it off when you get to the track. And lastly, some common things that do happen is on OEM pegs, they'll have a little lean marker or warning peg, whatever you want to call it, that goes underneath. These can wear and they can get very sharp. So you'll be asked to file it down, or in this case, it's been removed.
Had to be a Kawasaki rig, didn't it?
Yeah.
Had to be a Kawasaki.
Yeah, every day. All right, all good, mate. Thank you very much.